Good morning, guys. Join me today. Let's make some butter and buttermilk, which we will be using to make hash browns and pancakes for my kids' breakfast today. First, I start by measuring out 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I then poured it into my KitchenAid mixer. We will be using the whisk attachment. I then turned it up to high, which is number 10, and let it beat the cream. After a few minutes of whipping, it will become like whipped cream texture. I let it go for another few minutes until it looks more like a curdle texture. This is where the milk solid starts to separate and become butter. The liquid part of it is what we have and we will call the buttermilk. I then go ahead and I lowered my mixer to number 3. This prevents the buttermilk from splattering everywhere and making a huge mess. And there you go, that's the butter. That solid piece in the whisk is what's gonna be our butter. The liquid in the mixing bowl is what we call the buttermilk. That's what we'll be using to make our pancakes today. At this point, I go ahead and I strain it, collecting the buttermilk into a container, and then rinse the butter under cold water to remove all buttermilk. I then added it to a bowl and added salt to taste and mixed it in very well. Now that we have our butter ready, we could go ahead and make our hash browns. On a heated skillet, I added some butter, olive oil, and added the frozen hash brown. I then seasoned with salt, garlic powder, and black pepper to taste. I lowered the heat to medium and covered with a lid and leave it to cook for about 8 minutes. Then I flip it to allow the second side to become golden brown. I then go ahead and I added shredded mozzarella cheese. Today I am using mozzarella, but my favorite cheese to use is extra sharp. It goes best. I allowed the cheese to melt and then the hash brown was done. Now let's make some pancakes. I make mine from scratch and not using a box mix, and it's been a hit. I'm using unbleached flour, milk, buttermilk, which we made. I also add brown sugar, powdered milk, baking powder, baking soda, a splash of vanilla, and nutmeg for that added yummy flavor. Add all of the ingredients in the measuring cup and mix carefully to ensure that everything is incorporated. Be careful not to overmix the batter. It's okay to have lumps. This will make your pancakes light and fluffy. I allow the batter to then sit for like 5 minutes. It's time to cook. I'm using a regular skillet instead of a griddle. Once it's nice and medium hot, I use a 1/3 cup measurement to measure out each pancake. This also helps to ensure all of the pancakes are roughly the same size. Once you see bubbles on the surface of the pancakes, you go ahead and flip, allowing the second side to get golden brown as well. Then your pancakes are done. I butter the pancakes when they are hot off the stove, and it's time to enjoy. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.